Welcome everyone.
Hey everybody.
I'm Gags.
I'm Dunsey.
And another edition of Mulligan's Island at the 26T Studios. Starts you out with a little quote from Hank Aaron. It took Hank Aaron 17 years to get 3,000 hits. But he said he accomplished that same feat one day on an afternoon of golf.
That can happen.
Yeah, Hank.
I know the feeling, Hank.
Right. Guys, we want to start off with a public service announcement from Doc Bears.
Take it away, Doc.
All right, we're here with Doc Bears, and Doc has a few things to say about his recent adventure up in the sky. Doc, take it away.
About 2 weeks ago, I did a 14,000-foot skydive, and the proceeds for that went to the Rotary International Polio Fund. And actually, the money that I was able to raise was matched 2-to-1 by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So what I want to do is thank all the guys from the golf group that supported me or supported Rotary. There's too many to name right now, but I really appreciate it, and so does Rotary, and we're going to stomp out that nasty disease.
Well, thanks. It was awesome to see the pictures, and we'll scroll some along.
Okay, good.
All right, thanks, Doc.
Well, guys, that was great.
Yeah. On behalf of 26T Studios, thanks a lot, Doc, for doing that for polio and the good cause.
Yeah. Most of us wouldn't jump out of a perfectly good airplane, but you decided it was a good idea for a good cause.
Way to go.
Speaking
of thanks, we'd like to go right into thanking the donors who have contributed to our latest purchases. Tim Joy, Doc Keskis, Cam Miller, Mike Florio, and Andy Mundros, Warren Radgens, and Doc Bears. Thank you for that too.
Thanks, guys.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, let's dive right in, Mike. Standings time.
Yeah, we might as well start out with the standings. T. Joy and Dr. K are still on top. Their lead has been cut from, I think it was 15 or 16 points down to 14.
Oh, boys.
But there's only 4 weeks to go.
Right. Careful, boys, because last year, Andy and
we thought it was
Andy's team there, and they thought they had it all wrapped up there.
Yeah,
and
Florio and Mundros,
next thing you know, they hit the skids.
So 14 points with 4 weeks to go. We'll see what happens.
Don't be an Andy and Mike now. Don't
now,
do it.
Bad Warren and Jimmy P. and me and Bartnicki are tied for second.
Yeah, I was wondering why we got to the standings real early this week, Mike.
Tied for second with 346.
Whatever.
Johnson and Johnson are in 4th place.
Man, they got, and there's a story to follow on
and
the Johnsons.
They're only 4 points behind, and then you got Waite and Ward 5 points behind them.
More
so
controversy,
Waite and Ward's kind of back. And where's Flomo? They're not even around now.
No.
On the bottom, last year's champions, Baldwin Over the Hill, are in 20th place now. 20th place. Batts and Lynn moved ahead of them. Bertzler and Kapler have dropped, even though they were in 21st, they've dropped even lower. They're in 21st still, but now instead of being like 25 points ahead of Bonder and Sarabian, they're only 16 points ahead of them. So Bonner and Sarabian trying to make that move to get out of last place.
Oh man, the pressure's on. They got
Pressure
the
is
machine
on.
chugging right now.
Now the question is, can Joy and Keskis handle the pressure these last 4 weeks?
Man, you know what? When you're at the top, everybody's gunning for you. So come on, boys. Hang on.
We'll see what happens.
All right.
We're coming for you.
Not me. Yeah.
I am.
Well, boys, time for some scores. Some shockers out there. And
Once again, we're on the woods, and all the good shooting comes out. We had 8 guys that were 40 and under. Real scores. Starting out with the 2 best scores of the day, James Van Horn and Doug Ward both shot 37s. Ryan Riccardi subbing in there, shot a 38.
That's a new name. That's a new name.
Sneaky Ryan Riccardi. Mark Dozy shot 39 and lost his match.
What?
Yeah.
Well, there's a story there.
Mike
isn't there,
Florio shot 39. Horton shot 39. And Mike Moradian, another sub. And Jeff Powers, another sub, both shot 40s. Congratulations.
Good job.
To all of you. Net scores. We had a ton of them. We had Ryan Riccardi, best net of the day, net 28. Good dude.
I had 28.
Eldon Johnson and JVH.
6, I had 28.
Net 30. Darwin Johnson, net 31. So you got Eldon shooting net 30, Darwin shooting net 31. That's why Johnson and Johnson took down Dozy and Moreno.
Which they weren't real happy with.
No, I
they didn't take it.
understand.
J-Mo didn't take it easy. He didn't take it.
But Dozy shot net 34 and Moreno shot net 33. So those guys, they didn't shoot the net scores. By the way, I shot net 31 yesterday too.
No, I don't remember asking, but go ahead anyway. Keep going.
Dave Schaff shot net 32. Hill, Lynn, Morano, Paffhausen, Bob Ward, Doug's dad,
Yes, indeed.
and
Another Wardo.
Mike Moradian all shot 33 net. Dozy, Keskis, Lukasic, Musson, Porman, Scheibel, and Ward all shot net 34. Doug Ward. And Boss, Baldwin, Gagliard, Horton, Joy, Krucher, Sinagra, and Stuckel all shot net 35. So that's a ton of guys, again, net or par or better.
It was hot out there yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
Woo! Like sometimes guys beat the ball around and just frustrated, but we don't say that they're bad golfers, but what we do say is they're Hacker of the Week. Who we got, Mikey?
2 of them.
Oh boy, tie.
2 of them. And they didn't do that bad. They were only net 41s, but Chuck Bears, Cam Miller, Co-Hacker of the Week.
Nice job, boys. Way to suck. Mike, time to get to the matches of the weekend. Boy, there was 22-18. There was a bunch of those, wasn't there?
Yeah. But no ties. This is the first time we haven't had any ties in a long time.
Yeah.
Had 2 really close matches. Schaff and Thomas beat Rapson and Scheibel 21-19. That barely win kind of thing. And Joy and Keskis, who just keep winning, edged out Ellenwood and Krucher 21-19.
Yeah, that was close. I watched that. You'll see on the drone possibly that last shot by those boys there.
We had 5 teams that were 22-18, which were really close. We'll run that on the screen. But the big one, of course, is always the match that is the biggest victory.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know, that's called the
Beatdown
Beatdown of the Week.
Take it away, Mikey.
Mike Dunn, along with Super Sub Jeff Powers, beat down Birchler and Kapler 29-11.
Johnny.
29-11. Yeah, it was a struggle for Kapler and Birchler.
Yeah, I'm starting
And,
to feel bad for those two.
a little bit.
And 20 to
know,
nothing, and
yeah.
29-11. It's
Yeah. But you know, we almost had another 20 to nothing.
we did.
We did.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
And you know that involved one of our hackers of the week.
Yeah, it did.
And that's probably why. Doc Bears.
Doc.
Doc Bears got beat.
18-2.
Won one hole.
One hole.
Lost every other hole.
Man,
Yeah.
oh man. Doc. Still got the
Didn't quite get the world record though.
No, you were there.
You were in the vicinity, in
Yeah.
the same zip code.
You didn't catch the Detroit Lions of the Golf League yet.
Well, guys, once again, it's time for Joke of the Day.
Brings me back to one of my all-time favorites, Mike. This pilot takes off from Metro Airport, and boy, he gets up there at 37,000 feet and puts it on autopilot. Takes his headset off, sets it down, but he forgets to turn the microphone off. And he looks over at his co-pilot and says, "Well, I think I'm going to go in the bathroom, take a dump, and have sex with the stewardess." Just goes through the entire plane.
Oh boy.
The stewardess comes running up to tell him to shut the speakers off. She trips and falls. She lays right next to this elderly lady and she tapped her on the shoulder and said, "Honey, you don't have to run. Didn't you hear he's going to take a dump first?" One of my favorites.
On the tee is Mr. Gaggs. What a swing, what a swing. Right down the middle.
Well, Mike, time for the Sheeny Pool. Go ahead, what we got?
Sheeny Pool, unbelievable, but Johnny announced yesterday that no winners in the Sheeny Pool, $126 carryover.
Ho, 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 ho.
What?
Fake news.
Fake news?
Did you hear?
No.
Johnny refigured the stats today, and there was a winner. So the original report falls into that column.
Fake news.
Yep, who won it, Mikey?
Actually, it was Fred Brunk with a par on number 7,
Mm-hmm.
which means he won $98.
Boy, you either buy
98
beer
bucks.
or,
Yeah.
there's other ways to donate that money.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, funny story.
Fake news. Okay, go ahead.
Funny story. Dave Schaff, yesterday,
Yep.
after John announced that there was no winners, walked up to him and said, "Would I have won a skin if I got a birdie on number 9?" I said, "Well, why?" He said, "Well, I hit my second shot to within 3 feet of the pin." He says, "Then I missed the birdie, then I missed the par, and I ended up with a bogey. Turned a birdie into a bogey." John looked down at the sheet, figured it out. He said, "You'd have won it if you got a par."
Oh, I am so glad he didn't pay him off.
Yeah,
And
he
he's-
could have paid him the $126 if he'd have made that second putt, and
And-
then he'd have had to give it back to Fred.
Ow.
Oh.
Yes, sounds like the IRS, but oh well.
So also in the NHSP, the non-handicap skins pool,
Mm-hmm.
Doug Ellenwood, who was Hacker of the Week last week, came back, birdied number 4.
Strong.
Mike Florio birdied number 6.
Mm-hmm. That's not a
and
shock there at all.
They split $66,
Yeah,
$33
That's
a piece.
not a shock either.
Yeah.
So how much? Where is it? Says how much Mike and Jim won again.
I think we told them last week,
Oh.
and the amount has not changed.
Oh. 0
0.
plus 0 equals 0. All right, guys. Glad you got a chance to tune into the 26T Studios. I'm Gaggs.
And I'm Dunsey. And George Brett once played a round of golf, and finished by saying, I was 3 over today. 1 over a house, 1 over a patio, and 1 over a swimming pool. See you next week on Mulligan's Island.